All right. Okay, I am recording. Welcome everybody to our Tuesday night team huddle. I'm Melissa Grass, one of your superstar directors, along with Andrea Hatch and Shelly Sharp, but she is unable to be with us tonight, so she will catch the recording. Tammy Frazier's joining us all the way from Cancun, which is very exciting. Look how tan she is. Everybody, let's just turn your camera off, Tammy. We don't want to look at how tan you are. I'm just kidding. So since tonight's agenda is kind of like a random, it's kind of like a bag of confetti, so we can just throw it up in the air and kind of catch what we want to talk about. But first we'll start with, does anybody have anything they want to share, they want to ask, or that they want to say? We'll start there real quick. Anybody? Anybody? How many of you have done a Cent Circle fundraiser before? Yeah. And when you do the Cent Circle fundraiser, do you offer like 20 fragrances-ish, or do you offer all the fragrances? Like 20 or so? Annette is nodding. That was Annette.
Definitely a limited number, with original scents or whatever. So I just usually it's the one that I find out there. I haven't made my new one up for the spring catalog yet, but yes, I totally don't do all of them.
Okay, so 20 Cent Circles, and then you sell a 6-pack of Cent Circles for $20?
Yep.
Yes, we're nodding. Yeah.
Yep.
And if you do it in transition month, the return on that, and I'm kind of prefacing, or I'm kind of going through all of this because I got this question right before Zoom, is how it breaks down if you do a Cent Circle fundraiser. So, so if you sell a 6-pack of Cent Circles in transition month, they're $13.50 for 6 of them, but you're charging 20, right? So you're charging 20, and somebody's going to say, well, are you trying to figure out the profit? Because I can tell you what the profit is. And we get PRV on the $13.50. And if you were doing a 25, let's say your commission's 25%, that's $325. So 6.5 plus 3.25. For every 6-pack of Cent Circles sold as a fundraiser, $9.75 could in essence go back to the organization that is having the fundraiser. And so, and if you didn't do it in transition month, then it would be like $1.50 less than that. But still, the biggest return on, the biggest return for fundraisers is definitely the Cent Circle fundraiser, overcharging or inflating the price, because people expect to pay inflated prices during a fundraiser. So there, and I hope that answers the question. Anybody have anything to add to Cent Circle fundraiser or anything to say?
I do really quick. My fundraising ones, a couple of times I've made special, like a clean bundle and then like a fruity bundle, just for people who are like, I don't even care, I just want something clean. So you can all do that. Give them they get those 6, and then you take the guesswork out of it.
Smart. Now I've heard of people doing like they offer 20 fragrances, and then there's one box that people could check that says surprise me, but I like that better because the surprise me is kind of tough. You don't know, but with the clean, the fruity, you could do clean, you could do fruity, and you could do bakery, I guess. Like if you wanted to just offer bundles, or but it's a really easy fundraiser to do, and it's top of mind for me. So it's funny that I got asked this question today because it's top of mind. I talked to Heather Gorsuch today, who's closing out her Cent Circle fundraiser that she just completed. She had 100 students. She had 68 that participated, and she's closing out the fundraiser at a little over $8,000. One student alone sold $880 in Scent Circles. So it is awesome. So the fundraiser was about $8,000, and of that $8,000, you figure not almost $10 per is going back to the organization. So they're getting like 40, or it was close to $4,000. That right there is like, that's enormous. That is enormous. And so my goal is to book a Scent Circle fundraiser for this new catalog. And actually, I'm setting my bar high. I want to book 3 of them, because the first time you ever do something, because I've never done them before, first time you ever do something, it's not your best, right? It's because you got to tweak it and figure it out. So that's why I want to give myself 3. I want to book 3 of them.
Do you want like some muffins or something?
No muffins. I'm good.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
I'm just kidding. Hold on, let me mute everybody.
Please mute me.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so I love that. That was fun. Thanks. Okay, Scent Circle fundraiser, crossing that off. Here's the other thing. I'll tell you what I'm working on, and then anybody else can chime in. Because I have my little Post-it notes of all of my things that I'm like, okay, you were getting this in order this year. Well, I'll just tell you what I'm making. How many of you have designed your own Bitmoji? Have you designed like and you use Bitmoji like for, so I'm designing some Bitmoji note cards. I went into Bitmoji and I picked my favorite like little thank you and, high five and whatever, like a couple of the different, actually I have them saved. I saved them to my photos, and I'm going and I'm making note cards with my Bitmoji on to use in my business, because everybody's using Bitmojis, right? Or sometimes I get a text message from somebody, I'm like, I can't believe you use it. But I am designing. I know it's always so hard to see, but you can kind of get the gist. That's a thumbs up. But I picked a bunch of them. There we go. Now you can see. And this one says, "You're the best." Oh, I'm trying to get it for you. Anyhow, so I am designing Bitmoji note cards because Vistaprint is having a huge sale. Just to have something fun for my new fresh spring stuff. I'm redesigning business cards because Vistaprint again is having a big sale, and I like to freshen it up. Do you guys change your business cards that often? So when I first started, I was always ordering business cards by like 2,500. And then I was like, by the time I've gone through like 350 of them, I'm so sick of the business card that I want to change it. And so I've decided that the large quantity, though it may save me money, I'm not ordering in large quantities anymore because I want to run out of things so that I can refresh. So I'm redesigning business cards. I'm ordering a small quantity because I think what I'm going to start doing is changing my business card every catalog season. So I'm doing that. Here's my big one. So I am working on getting my social media in order. I suck at it. I suck at social media. I do. And so it is something, for some it comes so easy and so natural. And for me, I need like a straight up checklist. And so I am working on, because it's not just my Scentsy business page, but it's also personal content mixed with business for my personal page. It is also my team pages. It is also my Instagram that's linked to my Facebook and incorporating, it's all of this. And so I've started kind of making my list, like now that I'm sitting in my office every single day and I'm challenging myself to sit and conscientiously like brain dump so that because I suffer from so much in my head that if I can't weed through it, I get nothing done, if that makes any sense. So like I fall victim to, I have so many good ideas, but I suck at implementation. I let these ideas float around in my head. If I don't write them down, they go missing. And so a lot of times I have so many ideas that I'll end up brain dumping. And then I'm like, oh, okay, it's all down on paper. but I don't know what to do. And so I'm implementing, did I tell you guys? Well, wait, I don't know where I referenced this book. I don't remember. But did I tell you guys I am reading this book? Don't read this book. Okay, I did already tell you. Annette is nodding. Time Management for Creative People. This book speaks to me like no other. Like, it's literally like, okay, you need to corral your creative ass, sit down and make a plan and make a routine, because I'm all over the place. And what I love is that it says you can brain dump and you can make your to-do list, but you seriously have to abide by the pick 3. And so I have this little wipe off board on my desk now. It's clean because I did my 3 things today. And I am picking from my working to-do list, I am picking my 3 things that I want to get done. And I have been way more productive by doing this than having so I have my notepad of all my things I want to do. But when I try to work off of this, I get distracted by how much is on it and all the different levels of this task could take 20 minutes and this one could take 3 hours. Where do I divide my time? And so at the start of my morning, I've been picking 3 things that I want to accomplish by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's been working really well. And I feel like this is a therapy session for me, and I'm coming clean for all of you that are holding me accountable or can hold me accountable. I feel like I'm coming clean, that I'm like, my name is Melissa. I've been in Scentsy for 12 years. I don't have my shit together. I might act like I do, but my moral of the story is that you are never, it's never too late to teach an old dog a new trick. And so I'm really working on this 3 things at a time so I can feel a sense of accomplishment, none of which can be anything outside of my office. So I used to fall victim to that whole, I would go to put something in the closet and then the closet would need to be cleaned. And so you pull everything out and then you realize how much stuff doesn't belong in the closet. And so then you take it to where it does belong and then you empty that closet because that's a mess. And then now the house is upside down and I don't feel like doing any of it or putting any of it away. And so, and then that would be my whole day. And so now I have decided that I can't do any house projects or anything in this house until my 3 office Scentsy or business or work related things are accomplished. And that has been holding me accountable as well. So it's kind of these if-then statements that I've started incorporating in, I can do this if I do this. So my social media calendars, checklist, nailing down that social media and getting that into a routine is crucial. Something else I'm doing, and I don't know, I'm talking because Shelly's not here to interrupt me and tell me to stop and talk about something else. Something else I started doing is I started tracking, like, now I know many of you have this. Here's what I want to do on Mondays. Here's what I want to do on Tuesdays. Here's what I want to do on Wednesdays. So I've set that Monday is all mail. So all mail that I'm going to be doing or sending out for the week is going to happen on Mondays. So Monday morning is the first thing that I do when I sit down at my desk is I'm sending out any thank you notes to customers for online orders, any mail. And if I have no thank yous to send out to customers, who of my friends can I send cards to? Who on my team can I send cards to? Who I'm going to set a certain amount of time, and I haven't figured that out yet, certain amount of time where I'm just writing out cards and mail and getting that done for the week. And I don't revisit that until the next Monday. So because before I was having a hard time shifting gears, being like, okay, I've got this thank you note to write to this person. And then 2 days later, I've got another thank you note to write. And then so I needed to kind of I need to start giving myself like task grouping and only touching it once a week. And so just like social media planning and scheduling, I know a lot of people do that on Sundays and schedule it out for the week. But for me, Sunday is a family day. And so I am not working on Sundays unless I absolutely have to, or unless I have an event or a party. 1 second, Mary Jane. And so I've slated that for my Monday mornings. I'm going to do all of my planning and scheduling for all of my social media outlets and channels. And the other thing that I'm going to start doing, and this is really cool for anybody with a team, or you could do this for yourself personally as well. But every morning I am starting, so I used to track, not used to, I have always tracked my numbers in my workstation, but on a not necessarily every single day, but throughout the month I would track my numbers. And what I realized is I want to start, this is going to be overkill for some, but I want to start exporting my workstation every morning when I get into my office, exporting my report. And I'm just going to have an Excel spreadsheet that continues to grow and grow and grow. But I want to start stockpiling data on my side. So if consultants leave the business, I still have their contact information kind of archived on my end. If I have any sorting that I do, or any highlighting that I do, that I have record of it, and it's just going every morning, get into my office, export my performance report, and save it into one Excel spreadsheet. And it's just going to be, because I already track my own sales in Excel. So every single month I know, here's what my sales are like mid-month, here's what my sales are the end of the month, and then here's what my sales are. And when I say sales, I'm also figuring numbers from my first 3 paying generations, because I do calculate my commission on my own before commissions run, because I like to know what my pay is going to be, especially because I rely on my income. So I also have I call it my master GWV report, and I will export my commission data, and throughout the month we'll track how much of my downline is active, how much of my downline, so you can run data and run information. And if it's ever anything that you want to learn, or you want to know how to do, I am so happy to help you do that. Or I know Janie's shaking her head, and Janie, that's something you and I can sit down and do at camp too, because we'll be together. But I'm always happy to show you if there's any manipulation of reports. Andrea and I have a date coming up in the future to kind of collaborate on how we both run our reports, and how we both do them differently. And I'm sure there's something that you guys do that I don't do that is awesome also. But anyway, I'm just trying to be more conscientious and more routine and consistent. I've gotten off my consistency wheel for a little while, and I think that it's important that I figure out what's important, and then hold myself accountable to the consistency of a calendar. Janie, you were going to say something.
Yeah, when you said something about you need to be more in tune or more on social media, are you talking about you need to work your VIP page more, or is that what
I don't even have
about?
a VIP. I don't even have a VIP page.
Then what are you talking about working social media?
My business page. So
Okay.
That's my public business page, my public Instagram account, the Together We Sent page, being consistent and posting, my own personal Facebook, where you get a little bit of everything. You get a little bit of Scentsy, you get a little bit of personal life, you get a little bit of, but I need to be more, because when in business, your social media can be a very, very powerful tool if used correctly, or used right, or used with intention, I should say. What? Oh, thanks a lot, Stace. I'll get to that. Okay. Any changes that any of you are making, have made? What's on your radar for the beginning of this year? What are you focusing on? And it doesn't need to be for this year. Like, what have you come out of the gates in 2020 being like, I need to do more, fill in the blank? Go. And if you don't go, I will just pick on you. I'll pick you. Janie, go ahead. Start us off.
Okay, I want to work my workstation better. I don't know how to navigate around it as much as I want. I want to come over and have a one-on-one with you.
Okay. Deal. Becker, did you raise your hand? Jackie Hall.
I really want to focus and try and be more successful on sponsoring. That's my and I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna sound like I'm complaining, but I'm not complaining. But I don't have trouble with my own sales. I don't have trouble getting my party, or excuse me, I don't use the P word anymore, right? I don't have trouble getting my girls' night out. I have trouble with the sponsoring, and I am actually on this incentive. I'm 515 sponsoring points away from earning level 2. I'm struggling to get 3,000. There's no way I'm getting 6,000. Sorry, honey, but it's so you're relying on somebody else. And I only have 2 girls. One girl wasn't even answering me. She wasn't responding. I thought I said or did something wrong, and I, kind of sent an apology. If I did, I am sorry. She texted me back. She goes, "No, I am so sorry for not responding to you. It's just me." But that's all. That's it. She's only 325 away from getting her 1,000, her certification. And my other gal who I'm working with, she's trying for me, and I kind of told her too. I was like, "Lynette, it's going to give you a raise. You're going to get, 25% of your commissions. But I'm honest, it's going to help me get on the boat." And I don't know if I should have done that or not, although she's my daughter's friend. So I kind of felt comfortable in doing that. Sure. And I told her too, I'm like, all right, I'm really getting panicky now. It's the 28th and she hasn't put any more in. She's only 240 away. And I kind of gave her another incentive. And I threw another gift card in there. I don't know. I'm not good at this sponsoring part.
Well, and I don't
want to work on that.
But we're very quick to beat up on ourselves when you can do. There is a line that you can get right up to, where you're in control of everything up to that line. And over that line, it is on the other person. Mm-hmm. And we are really quick to point the finger at ourselves. What could I have done differently? What could I have done better? Maybe I pushed her too much. Maybe I didn't push her enough. We start second guessing ourselves and beating ourselves up and questioning, when there is only so much we can do. That's part of the frustration when the incentive is, based on the actions and reactions of somebody else's business. Mm-hmm. I am right there with you with in agreement that, I've always said it's very difficult. I mean, this is a business, realistically, you guys, if we're just calling a spade, this is a business that's heavily reliant on the activities and actions of others.
That's why I want to grow more. I only have 53 people. So it's like, I want to grow more. So, I mean, I don't know. I hardly can keep track of everything that's going on now with 53 people. I can't imagine doubling that, but obviously that's where I'll get to some places.
Well, and I think we're ever growing, from the standpoint of personally. So we are ever growing. We are learning, the way that this business was when you started, Jack, or when I started, or so many of you at this point, it's different. I mean, Andrea can attest to this too. This business has gone through many, many cycles of how you operate this business. I mean, going back to, we used to operate where we talked to a hell of a lot more people when we weren't sitting behind a computer and on Facebook. We were out there selling products one-on-one. We were engaging with people right in front of our faces. We were showcasing the product in their homes on a regular basis. So the way that this business and it's not a bad thing, but the way that this business has gone, there's many, many different ways to run it. And I think we're constantly learning, and we're constantly adapting to the newest thing or the latest thing or the greatest, or who, you know, which audience or demographic we're going to focus on. But to your point, I agree with you. I feel like a terrible sponsor most of the time. And then I realize I'm beating myself up because of the actions of others. And I can't control other people,
Right.
you know, and I will not be that person that pushes somebody so much that
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm annoying. It's not,
Right.
that's not.
I mean, you're an independent consultant. They have to want it too. I mean,
and you have to, and that's why I think it's really important to figure out what it is that makes people want to do it. There has to be an investment, not just from the $99 or $59, but a personal investment. What do you want to get out of it? Is it friendships you're looking for? Is it travel you're looking for? Is it a reason to give you something to get you out of that? I mean, and I know we say this a lot on you know, listening for those cues so that we can insert the business opportunity into people's lives. But I really think that is powerful. Not just getting them to invest in kits and supplies, but getting them to personally invest in what it is they want to get out of it. Because let's be real, we're all on this Zoom tonight for different reasons, yet our common denominator is we're all Scentsy consultants.
Right.
But we're all on for different reasons. We want to catch one little nugget that might spark us for this week. It's something we do on Tuesday nights, so I feel like if I didn't get on, I'd miss something. I mean, we all do it for different reasons, and we all do our businesses for different reasons. But we can't want it more for people than they want it for themselves. Right. And the only way to get people invested is to truly show them this is more than just a catalog and 20% commission.
So this is what I did to get my frustrations out. I don't know if you can see it at all. It's so cute. I had this made up at Michael's, and I was doing the charms in the beginning. And then I'm like, I'm going to switch to pins, and I'm going to do something with the pins. But it's so cool because this thing that I had made up at Michael's, it has magnets. So you can open it and add more or whatever. But it's really cool.
And what's cool about it is because you showed it to us because it's something you're proud of. It's something but it is.
I just cleaned out a basket that all the pins were just laying in, you know.
And it's pretty, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive, isn't it?
It's
pretty impressive. It is. So again, that's something that you're getting out of this experience in this business is you are being rewarded. You are being complimented.
And I said, I wasn't complaining and I wasn't trying to bitch.
Right. No. Come on. I don't see that as complaining at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Trust me. If I look around this screen, I can tell you there's one person that's 250 away. There's one person that's 100 points away. There's another person that's 250 away. There's one person that's 1,000 away. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of us with a little bit of boiling over frustration.
Okay, well, we got a couple days, right?
And you know what? To try to sweep that under the rug and say, it's okay.
What the hell?
You know, no, it's frustrating. You know why? Because you work hard. But you work hard and you keep doing you and you keep doing what you can control because it will pan out. You will get the right people and the time will come. And it's the moment you stop doing what you're doing, where your merry-go-round completely comes to a halt.
Right.
You have to continue to do you and control what you can control, and everything else will fall in line. Maybe not all the time and every time, but it will.
Right.
It will. So I don't see it as complaining, and this is what we're here for. This is therapy. Good. This is support group. This is business group. This is friends. This is family. This is what we do. This is what we do. Okay, Annette, did I see your hand? You wanted to talk? No? Yeah, maybe.
I think the biggest thing is I'm 2,000 away. It's all sponsoring points is what I needed. I worked my ass off this time. But guess what? One of the people that I wanted to flip, she wants to join in April. And I'm like, why not now? I mean, she had $700 in sales. And I'm like, which is why I want to do my launch party on my birthday.
And you know
But
what?
you know what? I talked to her 5 times. And the other night when she said, so will we get the new catalog in our orders when you put together? I'm like, yes, you will. And she goes, now when is Kinder's mother-in-law doing her party? And I said, either the 1st or the 7th. We're working around your work schedule. She goes, I think I'm going to do a birthday bash. I go, that would be fabulous. You can make it your launch party. And she goes, I think I will. And I'm like, I've been talking to you since December. And I'm like, you know what? You have to know that you can plant the seed. It may happen now. It may happen later. And I'm okay with that. My
That's
registration is going to be paid, and I'm still doing a job. It's just that you can provide the water, you can provide the food, but if they're not taking that, they're not going to the trough to drink the water, you have no control. You can only control yourself. And I went to Barnes & Noble's looking for that book. I had these 2 little old men looking around for this book. I should have just looked on Amazon myself. I found it within 5 minutes the next day. But it's really, if you listen to the aha moments and stuff, you'll find a lot of stuff is being restarting. Go back to what, Wendy and Stephanie and I worked last night, because Stephanie's my joy partner, Wendy's my accountability partner. And what we talked about was, let's go back to when we first joined.
Yep.
Everybody needs to update their list of 100 and go like you're going for your shooting star.
Yes. Amen.
And it truly, and that whole time management thing that you're talking about, Mel Robbins has told us that multiple times, but that's another thing I learned in one of my other books. Books are knowledge.
Listen, if you worked every month, if you worked your business like a certified consultant trying to make lead, your business would multiply tenfold. Because when you are certified and you're trying to make lead, that means you have already sold at least $1,000 in Scentsy, and you're adding one person. And collectively, the 2 of you are going to put in at least $1,333 in PRV. If you worked every month like you were certified trying to make lead, your business
and I have
would
never
quadruple.
been in, it'll be my 4 years in February. I have never had a $2,000 January. I'm $138 away. I'm shooting for 2,500. I've got 3 days. Not a problem at all.
You're being conscientious, and you're
intentional. I'm being intentional
and intentional.
Consistent, and that intentional part is something that is on my list of 2020. Is that I have to get that certain time slot. And I'm trying to think, who was it that did it in the AHA? It was a husband and wife team. And he's like, if you have an hour lunch and you eat your lunch in 30 minutes, spend the other 30 minutes doing follow-up. Because I used to be able to do a lot more at my full-time job, and I can't now. And that's the nugget I took out of their talk. So if you haven't listened to those ahas, you need to get on that.
Ahas are amazing. Yes. It's going to cut us off. You guys, this was a very fast 40 minutes tonight. Thank you so much for letting me do most of the talking.